Chris here. Thank you for being here. Hollywood entertainer and artist. You are an entertainer. I think so. He's entertaining me. And Chris Cote, longtime friend. We're going to catch up with him and hear all about the Paris Olympics and his new band, Sunbender. Let's go eat some barbecue.
Let's do it.
Kevin, how you doing, man? Nice to see you again.
Great.
We're going to go see a show tonight. We're going to have a mandate tonight?
Yes.
Mandated.
Yes.
A mandate.
That's what I
Not
said.
a mandate.
No, it's a mandate, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Chris Cote and Ari Cruz are here. You guys have been longtime friends. That's what's so crazy,
Since
right?
we were teenagers.
Yes. In the water, where does this friendship begin?
Out of the water.
In and out of the water. Chris is a multi-talented, a modern-day Da Vinci. Yeah, but I met Chris doing
We started contests together.
Contest.
He would beat me, I would beat him. It was a little more rare that I would beat him. But then Ari put me in his movies.
Yes, that's true.
Oh,
First and pretty much only acting gigs.
I'm going to look up your IMDb page.
Yeah.
Chris is a phenomenal actor. Yeah, he can play many of characters, which is awesome.
Well, of course, you've seen him in Riding in Vans with Boys, right? That's
Yes,
acting,
yes,
right? Wasn't
yes,
that all
right.
acting?
Yeah, that was acting. I'm not like that. I'm not wild like that.
Do you like to revisit that film by any chance?
You know, we've actually been revisiting it a little bit more lately, working on potentially something pretty cool
Okay.
for the future.
Okay.
With
Got you up, of
Riding
course.
Bands with Boys, and it's kind of it's an exciting little upwelling.
For the fans that don't know, that was with?
So Riding Bands with Boys was my band, Cut You Up. We went on tour with Blink-182, Green Day,
Awesome.
Jimmy Eat World, Saves
What
the
year?
Day, 2000.
Oh, right on. Nice.
And our friend Matt Mushane made a documentary with Resting Bird Productions, part of like Atticus and all that.
Killer.
And it's kind of gone on to be a bit of a cult classic.
Yeah.
And it holds up, you know. It's like basically the story of this little band with no fans goes on the biggest tour of the year at that time, and
Kills it.
there was fighting. It was kind of like a reality show before
reality show. Yeah.
A rock and roll reality show.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Killer.
And you have a new band with members of Cut You
Yeah,
Up, or at least one member.
Sunbender. Yeah,
Sunbender.
Sunbender is San Diego's one of San Diego's hottest power psych trios.
I would say so.
Yeah, we got songs out right now, and we've been playing a bunch of shows, tours and stuff like that.
Nice.
So
I don't know how you have time for a band when you're basically traveling all over the world to exotic surfing locations to announce surfing competitions. Like, that's like your real main gig these days,
I
right?
would say the main gig is action sports commentary with surf, skate, snow, some
And all
other
of those.
and parkour.
Parkour.
Different events.
Oh, shit. Don't get me started on
Oh,
parkour.
parkour's the best.
Dude.
Yeah. I got a parkour phenom son, so I'm like really trying to like get into that world because it's like when you have kids, you want them to think you're cool.
Of course.
So,
Of course.
So far,
Good luck
I
with
think
that.
I'm cool.
Keep tricking
We'll see
them.
what
You
happens.
got to keep tricking them.
So you were just in Paris for the Olympics and literally flew back to play the U.S. Open of Surfing with Sunbender, right?
Yeah.
So this guy, like you, traveling the world all over the place, surprised his paths haven't crossed.
I want that shirt. I want that shirt.
Have your paths crossed? Have you ever worked together?
Yeah, they crossed about 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, okay.
Actually,
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom.
I tried to get my stall with him.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it wasn't a glory hole.
Yes. We started talking, and we're like, oh, wait, we're Mike. Maybe we shouldn't.
Like, shit.
We're married, and
That's a
we
tough
don't
thing to
want
remember.
It's a naked gun moment.
Two women.
Honestly, I don't know him that well, so every time we do this, I'm finding out a
I
little
know
bit
him
more
a
about
lot
him.
now.
Like I said, we're going on the mandate tonight. So
Well, you're definitely with a bear.
I'm just worried about when I take him home what happens.
Shit, I'm already wearing a rubber.
Yeah, keep that thing on you.
I mean, I put it in my anus, but
Man, we haven't even had a side pour yet or anything. Man, it just gets real at
it's like
this table.
second beer.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Hey, cheers.
You are a lightweight.
Cheers. Yeah, it's on our text chain. You said no pre-gaming.
I mean, last time we did this, we had a 12-pack at the end of the taping, and dude, it's like 300 pounds. I mean, it takes a lot of liquor, I'm imagining, to get
$2.99.
to the point where the party hat comes out.
I was acting. I was
Method.
Academy Award.
I was
winner.
spreading my wings as a method actor.
I like that.
Speaking of glory hole, and I know you were. No, we were talking about a film you did.
Yeah, so I just actually did, as an actor, this horror film called Scissors. And one of my...
Does it involve? Never mind.
Yeah, well, it's actually about like a truck stop with a glory hole. I totally forgot about this film, but like he was trying to come into the stall with me, and it got a little weird. And I was like, oh wait, I need to, revisit
My favorite
the scene.
pastime, scissoring.
Anyways, you put your Johnson through the hole, and the killer, well, you think it's a woman, but it's actually the killer, and you look through the hole, and he takes his scissors, and he,
Shit, that went
pretty
a different
heavy.
way. I thought he was gonna hack your.
Hey, 2025 Peacock.
Get a
For it.
Lorena Bobbitt.
Well, no, our whole joke was like, no, I was really like doing it. They're like, no, we really want you to like, put your dong through the hole. And I was like, okay, cool, but like, can he like leave?
The grips hanging out in the stall. You're like, bro, give me a little bit of.
So is there like an intimacy professional? What do they call that person?
Intimacy
Fluffer.
coordinator.
Well, I thought it was fluffing because like I felt like tickles, but then there was a dog on set, and I don't know. I got
Oh, man. Wow.
It's okay. He's wearing a service dog vest.
And then
Director's cut.
they're like, put more peanut butter there. I was like, dude.
This sounds like a different type of movie.
No kidding.
It's Peacock. Get it?
This is a real thing?
It's
Is
a
it
real
honest?
thing.
Oh my God.
Look it
Okay.
up. It's on my IMDb. It's coming out 2025. It's called Scissors. We shot it out in San Bernardino at this like character. You know what they make all the character mask and all.
Yeah,
This guy's
pro
like
shops.
I can't remember their names, but they are like phenomenal. They like claymation and they're like AI, but like without the computer. They do all like it's really cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's called Scissors.
It's called scissors. It does not involve scissoring, okay?
Damn it.
It's a horror
Quite
film.
explain it.
Yes.
And it's going to be on Peacock. It involves a glory hole. We just mentioned Peacock and glory hole in the same
I
sentence.
don't know where we go from here. I don't know if we get any better than this.
What else maybe
So
we've seen
what
yet?
I got going on here is this is my main plug is Death Space versus Bikini Beach Party. My cousin and I produced it. Jonathan Labrador was the DP.
Who's your cousin? Give him a shout out.
Cousin shout out is Aaron Savage Seidel. Yeah, it's hard working with family, but we got through it, and we shot it during COVID, and we're kind of putting the finishing touches. But we have Millicent Reed. We actually have John Philbin from North Shore. That's a cameo, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's kind of like a B-movie slasher satire.
It's a feature though, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
There was no role for me in this movie.
Well, there was actually. No. There's a true story. I called Chris. I texted Chris. I emailed Chris. I DM'd Chris. 3 a.m. We kind of do that stuff. But
How's your scissoring skills?
He was traveling.
Oh, shit.
Chris was traveling, so Chris has been in 3 movies, 2 movies. Were you out of Emmett too? No.
Well, 6 not kind of involving scissors.
Anyways, he'll be in the sequel.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Sleepaway Camp?
I accept.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh,
Yeah, no, you like it?
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen Sleepaway Camp?
No, but
Oh man, I'm gonna highly recommend Sleepaway Camp for probably one of the most horrific reveals at the end of the movie that I can't ruin for you. And it's a great 80s
Sleepaway Camp is a
film with the
good-
dudes like all got the short shorts on. and-
Centipede or like on my horror movies?
So when's this being released?
So this is going to be released actually at the beginning of next year. We're getting a distribution deal. We're in color and sound right now, and I think you guys are going to like it.
Nice.
And Millicent Reed is drop dead gorgeous. She's like a young Beyonce, and she was in Straight Outta Compton, so she's kind of like blowing up on the scene.
Nice.
Yeah.
You seen Navy SEALs versus zombies?
Oh yeah, I want to toot my horn. I just got
catch up on
dude, I just got a $12 royalty.
Did you?
Not too long.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rolling
Very
big.
cool.
I mean, I get those, dude, about every 3 years, whether I want them or not. So they're pretty good. 12 months.
Hey.
That's too
This
good.
was
I like it.
15. No.
You're almost there.
And Tim, where's your podcast on? Where's 'cause I know you got a
Doing
podcast.
another one about movies. So
Okay.
that's through the Casbah. It's called Soundcheck Flicks. I've never seen Sleepaway Camp, but my co-host loves that movie, and it does have soundtrack flicks. And I'd actually love to have you on that.
Talking about awesome, man. Yeah.
But yeah, we went as a group to see Alien Romulus recently, so we do a little bit of
Loved
it.
it.
But that's another thing.
I loved it.
Yeah,
You should wear like a GoPro as you're watching it,
to get
and
the
then
action.
you bootleg.
No. My buddy just sent me the text, so there's sites you can find where you can find any movie in theaters right now. He just sent me the link to Deadpool versus Wolverine.
I saw that.
I don't tend to watch that way. But
I'm not a big Marvel fan, but I went and saw it just because I hadn't been to a movie in so long.
your humor is all over that movie.
It is, and I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan. I'm not a big comic book guy.
His
Great.
brother, man. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
That used to be a big thing on surf trips. You probably remember this. One guy would have like the hard drive, and you pass it around. Because all these surfers would go to Bali, Indonesia, all over the place.
Nowhere to
They'd
hide.
get all these bootlegs, and like that was the most popular guy on the trip. Like, no, give me the hard drive. I want to see the latest.
Not
Always
Stormy
happy.
Daniels.
That might have been
Dude.
later.
I mean, that's the whole thing about that movie. I mean, it's now a Disney property, and I'll tell you,
It's pretty great.
They did. I mean, it is a little inappropriate, but
Yeah.
the comedy is just. They don't make movies like
They
that
put them
anymore.
on full blast.
It
I'll
is
say
like,
20th
yeah.
Century Fox was like the whole thing that they did, like in terms of no spoilers on the.
People have seen the movie by now.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of gay jokes in it, I will say.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid of that. It's all in good fun.
It is, and I think that's one of the things that's getting a little more crazy in terms of film, and obviously doing movies, and you get to a point where you can only get offended so much by silly, crazy stuff, and people go, even comedians are like, dude, like it's a joke.
I think it's opening up.
It's
opening up. You guys watch The Boys?
Yeah.
The Boys,
It's
I
killer.
feel like
It's
pushes
killer,
it
yeah.
to
Push it
a
to
new
the limit,
level,
yeah.
and you watch it, you're like, okay, well, I guess anything goes.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. It's. I think it went to a place where you're like, man, like I'm afraid to almost say anything.
You don't want to offend
now
anybody.
it's
Yeah,
like,
totally.
okay, let's get past this. Let's.
Reeling it in a little.
Yeah.
Reeling it out.
I mean, everybody has to have a sense of humor about it, Some shit's just funny. I'm sorry, it's just funny. And it's not trying to be offensive to any individual or person, but
I love that it took stand-up comedians, too, to just, like, keep pushing
Persevere.
and break through.
Yeah.
well, who's starting the non-woke film company?
That's Seinfeld.
Oh, is it Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah.
I was gonna say something about that.
So
Yeah.
just to go a little bit more, 17 Miles fan, North Park, all the crew there. So I've followed you and have known about you in basketball for many
Thanks.
years. So I'm going to bring in a little bit more North Park down and talk a little bit more about indie films. Just for a second, you were talking about
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
I'm going to recommend this film to all three of you guys. My wife knows how picky I am about movies. I make movies, I'm in movies. So I'm critical, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to like something these days. And
Can you imagine watching the movie and then he's like, oh my god, this is...
oh, my wife hates it. She's like, dude, just stop.
I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
If she will pick something that I will like, she won't let me like watch the trailer or anything. So I like blindfold. We go to the theater. So we just saw a film called Dee Dee. Did you see it?
What's it called?
Okay, this movie is about
Say it again.
Didi, D-I-D-I,
D-I-D-I.
which is Taiwanese for little brother, younger brother, little brother, younger brother.
Interesting.
Main character is this 13-year-old little kid who's trying to figure out his stuff. He's into filmmaking. He gets with some skater kids, tries to make some movies with them, kind of messes it up. But it is the coolest coming-of-age story. Doesn't matter what color you are. And it's so cool because it's got his Taiwanese grandmother, and there's subtitles, so she's talking in Taiwanese. And then his mom, Joan, she's been in things.
She's gonna win everything.
It's honestly, it is such a cool film. Like, as far as movies, blockbuster Marvel film, it is
That's cool.
a sweet, really neat story about a coming of age of a kid in Southern
No, that's
California.
awesome,
It's
though.
new Focus Features. It just came out. It's backed by Universal.
Yeah.
It's just phenomenal. This director
Highly recommend it.
is, he's early 30s, but I think all of us, being of age, now that we're all 21,
I'm so coming to say.
Anyways, I really
It's so
recommend
relatable. Doesn't
I'm
matter.
recommending this movie.
And it's a theater release.
It's
Yeah,
right in
yeah,
theaters
it's
right now.
I mean, and I think that's what everybody needs to get behind.
Yeah,
The way the film industry is now, it's like nobody wants to go to the film. Nobody wants to go to the theater. And I don't know why. Because some films should legitimately be seen on the big screen.
absolutely, man.
And actually, I will say, I do know why people don't want to go to theaters. Because it's so much easier to sit on your couch and
Pause, back up, pause,
take a piss,
smoke, pause.
buy popcorn for nothing, and versus going to a theater and paying $70 and whatever, not 70.
I swore off the theaters until Alien Mummies came out.
Yeah.
And then I went back.
Tuesday
No,
matinees, man, they have like half-corn popcorn buckets. If you can go, they can get some deals on
That
movies.
Dune popcorn bucket,
Oh.
I have one in my office.
Yeah.
That thing is orange.
I definitely feel like
All
there's a
orange.
time and place. There's a
Aquaman too.
there's a way. I think there's a way back. In my premise is, when I'm working and I go to a restaurant, it's like, hey, when I'm making money, they're making money. So it's like, hey, when I'm up, they're up. So I'm tipping big when I'm, hanging out at the bar. I'm going to a restaurant. I'm going out with a family. It's like, hey, people are coming in, they're helping me out. I think it's the same way. I think when the economy hopefully slowly taking an upswing and, films start coming out. How many people have been to a handful of films?
Popcorn buckets, man. I'm telling you, they got the Did you get the Alien Xenomorph popcorn bucket?
But I mean, how many times people were like, shit, let's go to the theater. We literally used to go to the theater every Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was like, you're probably seeing a handful of movies that
Well,
suck.
I feel like a rom-com is a home movie.
Yeah.
Home-based movie on the
Alien Romulus,
Well,
big
really,
screen.
You have to really focus a foreign film or something, but an adventure action movie, with visual and sound effects, like that to me is that's what brought me back. Because I think the last movie I saw in the theater was the last John Wick.
Okay.
It was I don't know, I was an hour in, and then I looked at my phone, I went to the restroom, and I looked at my phone, and there's 2.5 more hours left of the movie. I can't do it.
And that's the
Guys
problem.
coughing behind me.
Yeah, that's the problem, because anytime I've ever made a movie with Michael Bay, he's going, yep, that's where they go to the movie theater. That's where the movie theater. That's why they go to the bathroom. You're in the movie theater, they're going to the bathroom. That's called the shoe leather. Nobody is going to hang out there going, do something better. Do something action-oriented. You're like,
They should have intermissions in movies, When I went and saw The Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino did an old school style, but they had a legitimate intermission.
was that shot on? 70 millimeter?
Yeah, they all
something
school
crazy.
style.
70. Yeah, they're all 70.
What other projects you have going on, Mr. Cruz?
So, right now, I'm involved in no joke 10 projects right now.
Wow.
What
can you talk about?
Yes, so on the acting side, I'll go back a little bit. I actually got to work on Steven Spielberg's movie, The Fabelmans.
That's cool.
I was in the opening scene, and I'm the guy eating popcorn at the beginning. And then to top that, because I was like, wow, this is I can't believe this, I got to work on Weird Al's movie. Weird.
This movie?
Weird Al.
Oh,
so if you guys haven't seen it,
nice.
Weird
Yeah.
is,
That's an awesome movie.
it's on,
The actor from Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter.
Yes.
Yeah,
That guy.
Harry Potter was in it.
He's
That's weird.
It's out, yeah. It's just on Roku though. They
What's
just
his name?
really weird limited. This is
Well, thank you a second. Continue on.
Mike?
The Hobbit. I mean,
Not the Hobbit.
Oh, he's Harry Potter.
Harold.
No.
Harold is his actual real name.
Anyway,
We don't know him.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
right.
Cool.
There's no reason we should have fucked
He
that
did a
up.
phenomenal job.
Especially if Danny
I got
Radcliffe's
to,
watching
I got to be in a scene with Peyton Oswald. I know him.
Pat Oswald.
Peyton.
Playing football now.
Funny dude.
And then recently, I just got to work on some of the stuff I can't talk about, but.
Any Star Wars stuff?
Was it
I've been trying.
I've
been trying. No Star Wars. Oh, actually, yeah, that's true. I got to work on Rebel Moon with Zack Snyder, but my scene got cut out. Yeah. But he's putting out a director's cut, so hopefully I'll be in that one. I just got to work on Freaky Friday 2, and I also got to work on The Office reboot, which is actually coming out on Peacock too.
The Office reboot?
I'm probably not really supposed to say that, but yeah. It's 2025, so.
And you went to La Jolla High School.
Yes.
You graduated 10 years after I did in 1994.
Yes.
Out of high school, you go to Los Angeles, or where did you go?
So actually, I had homeschooling I went to La Jolla High, 9th and 10th. I was the first 9th grade class in La Jolla High. I was about the same size. And and then I went surfing, and actually I was surfing this small contest for the Nectar Surf Shop at a place called George's right next to Cardiff Reef.
Yeah.
And I saw a kid about my size, blonde, freckly kid, and he was goofy foot, I was regular, and we made it to the finals. And it was Christian Vaccaro got first, I think Morgan Wright got second, I got third, and Chris Cote got fourth.
I might have got third, actually.
Yeah, he might have got third, and I actually think I got second, and then Morgan, and then maybe Morgan. Anyways, make a long story short.
I think you guys should have thought about it.
No, well, usually you're competitive, and you're like, oh, I'm from La Jolla, this guy's from Cardiff. The guy came up to me, the guy being Chris Cote, and he said, hey man, do you have a leash sponsor? And I said, kind of like, why, whatever. And he's like, oh yeah. And the guy introduces me to Steve Arms and sponsors me, and I was like crying. I was 14 years old, and I had never met a human being that went. Remember that story?
Now I do.
Yeah. Anyways, he went.
It's like memory.
Yes.
You should tally up that 10% finder's fee and be like,
I don't know. So since then, I've been nothing but a Chris Cote ultimate fan, and he's just a phenomenal
How'd you
artist.
pay it back to him?
Come on, guys.
You put him in your movies.
who's this Chris Cote guy?
Well, I more look at it as Chris did a cameo in my film.
Right.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
I had actually a black eye in the first movie I did with Ari, and I was nervous, I was excited.
Was he directing?
He was directing.
Well, that's why you had the black
We're in
eye.
La Jolla, and I got to play a badass, which I've never gotten to play in my life.
Really killer, man.
It was really fun. And I think that was my first, I had done like a couple little things, but that was my first real look at like seeing a homie controlling a set and like how much went into it. Rufio was in it. Like it was
Dante Bosco, Mia People.
Yeah.
We had Michael Grosade.
It was a round experience, and it was
What was this movie called?
a lot of layers of cool experience. I got to be in a film, which was awesome. I got to see my friend like running the show, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was, and then going to the premiere was super rad because, like, you've experienced before. Like, I never experienced that. Like, oh, they might, you may or may not be in it. You never know. Right? That's not a big thing. I was like, well, I may or may not be in this thing, but
Was that your first time on a set?
pivotal. I've been on a couple of sets before, but this was like my first time.
Yeah,
It
but
felt like it was a movie set.
But it's kind of daunting. It's kind of daunting too when you roll in and the guy that you have known since you were like
15, 14, yeah.
he's running. I mean, dude, if anybody hasn't been on a film set, the director is like, he's crushing shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, bro, and it was like, it was like, yeah, bro, cool, okay, you get to work. Okay, like, I'm in.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
for us, I mean, for big movies, it wasn't a lot, but yeah, it was about a $250,000 film. So
Did we see this film?
It's called The Outside. It was remember when Netflix had DVDs?
Oh, yeah.
It was actually you could actually get it sent to your house. And now it's right now it went to Monarch Distribution, and it's done really well in Australia. They call it The Wave there, and it's done pretty well with the DVDs. But right now to watch it is on Google Play.
Google Play.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
What other films have you produced? and directed?
Well, right now I'm on my third film, Death Face versus Bikini Beach Party, but my second film that Chris was also in. Directing, right?
Producing.
Writing and directing. Just writing and directing. It's called Sex, Sound, Silence, and we shot it in San Diego, and it's about a coming-of-age story about a female DJ. Yeah.
That's cool. Who plays the female DJ?
The female DJ is DJ Tamara Sky. Yeah, which she started well, I'm not going to say where she started out, but she's an amazing DJ. She goes by Little Death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little Death, yeah. She's got like a huge cult following with, she's on the underground scene like before Skrillex was Skrillex, and I really went into the EDM world for a couple of years. Yeah, it was really fun.
Bro step. No, please make it stop.
Yeah.
That was a fascinating genre that came and went. So
Yeah.
It's
And
Skrillex doesn't look like.
Tubi. That movie's
It's on Tubi.
Yeah, that movie's on Tubi. You guys
Tubi
can
is
check it out.
blowing up as a service, as a free.
It's Fox
free way to watch
and
television
You, get,
films.
you get paid from the advertisements. Really
Yeah,
cool.
the royalties after the strike, like last year, 2 years ago? I feel like the strike, I hope they kind of prompted some stuff, because I literally did 4 seasons of Jack Ryan, and I'm not trying to look a gift horse in the mouth and say I'm not getting a whole lot of royalties from that, but
That's your royalty right there.
this Mike right here,
Yeah.
I was afraid you're going to do
Big Mike right there.
Leave him alone.
I'm good for now. Yes, I would like another one. That's a flash.
Garcon.
Yeah,
Garcon.
bartender / grip /
Where's the barbecue?
Well taken care of here.
Where's the Smoking Jay's barbecue?
Between all the fuzz, 4 seasons of Jack Ryan, and then I did a Netflix show called Obliterated, and I want to say it wrapped, and then the strike was going on, and it was like we couldn't even do trailer, we couldn't even do any of the press because all the actors were
You've been
on.
scabbed.
Well, no, yeah, all the actors. Well, I could because technically being a tech advisor isn't like a SAG, whatever. As a stunt coordinator or a stunt actor, yes, it's a it's a union role. But as a tech advisor, we're like, oh yeah, tech advisor Kevin Kent here. So I'm like talking in front of the camera, and then literally the day after we do all these press trailers, the friggin' strike ends, and then they open everything up. So it's kind of a weird dynamic to where, this Obliterated show, a very small, low budget, I would say low budget, it's not low budget by any means. The same guys that did Cobra Kai.
Oh, I love Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai was awesome, but it worked with these 3 guys. The same thing with all these guys. So we did this, 6-month shoot, and it was huge on Netflix. And it was huge on Netflix, and I get like a huge royalty versus 4 years of Amazon. But
you're buying
bring
dinner.
it back for another one, and
I love this
I
man.
was wrapping it up. I was trying to. We're back, guys.
You're
We're
doing a
back,
good
guys.
job.
Touch you delicately there.
Falling hard like a tidal wave, kaleidoscope spiraling in outer space. Nothing like I've ever seen, it's just a thing of beauty.
Hey man, we're back. We're back. This is beautiful. Look, we have food in
New
front of us.
friends.
Jay's.
Smoking Jay's barbecue.
Magic.
This is I knew nothing about the show, but when you said barbecue, I was like, yeah, I'll be on your show.
Yeah, come on. These guys have 3 locations: Poway, Miramar area, and this one is the newest one downtown.
Oh,
It's,
cool.
Been open for
We are right
not very
downtown,
long. Yeah, we're in the heart of it right here.
So my wiener.
in the heart of the city. I'll take a wiener bite.
Thanks, Josh.
Look at that.
Wow.
I'd say I want some of my pickle, but
Did Josh want to explain what all we have here? Is there any way to make sure we do that, Josh? Okay, so what we got here?
This is our beef hot link.
Yeah.
House made, stuffed in house here. That is our pork belly. It takes us about a week to make it. It's smoked, then braised, then fried.
I don't want to share that one.
Fantastic.
We got a lot on here. We have pulled
Yeah,
pork,
on this plate here, you have, this is our sampler plate. You have our mac and cheese, our bean crack. They're like barbecue beans, smoked beans with onions, peppers, and pork belly. We got our brisket right there, pulled pork, and our fried chicken on there.
I'm trying to eat as fast as you say it.
I'm just throwing a shout out and letting you guys know that Josh is amazing. His food is amazing. I came here actually during Comic-Con.
Hey.
Top notch.
Oh, nice.
If you guys like Lucille's or anything, this is like above that. And check it out. It's a cool logo too. And I'm gonna get a t-shirt for my wife.
Are those ends? What's the last plate?
Burn it.
Oh, and then we got burnt ends on the And those are beef as well.
Those are beef.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Very cool.
This is so cool.
That was my nickname in high school.
Beef?
Burnt ends?
Or burn
ends.
it. Awesome.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having us here, man. Appreciate it.
Much appreciated.
Oh, man. I'm just going to put that right there. Well, Ari's here hanging out, fellow La Joyan, briefly a Viking. You must have had your high school reunion recently. Did you bother to go to that? I went to my 40th.
I didn't go,
Damn,
but
you're old.
I know, right?
I kind of
Thanks.
feel like I went because, like, you know, I was like kind of checking it out on Facebook.
Okay.
So
High school reunions are all Facebook, huh?
yeah.
Facebook based.
So,
What high school did you go to? You grew up in
San
North
Diego.
Canyon. Okay.
Yeah.
Who were some of your classmates? Did you go with John Foreman? John Foreman in your class?
The Foreman brothers. Rob Machado was a little bit older than me. Eddie Vedder went to our school.
Yeah.
Eddie
Good
Vedder.
Wow.
The guy.
thank you. I appreciate
The
that.
guy who had Dempsey, he had the longest field goal in NFL history for years and years and years. He had half a
We got
foot.
here.
He went to our high school. The guy that made Everywhere, Everything, All at Once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was there?
STA.
Are both these vodka?
San
Or
Diego.
one's vodka, one's tequila.
Guys,
There's drinks now and food.
Yeah. It's hard
He's the best talk show
speaking of
ever.
high school reunions, I got to throw out one more
Yeah.
shout out to another movie that I think is just amazing because I'm a Jack Black fan. I got to meet him at the new Jumanji premiere. Totally cool. Totally just humble dude. Have you guys seen D-Train?
No.
None of you guys have
No.
seen D-Train. Okay, so go see D-Train. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I'm going to let you know that it has to do with high school reunions. It's him and James Martin, and it is like, for me, it's a 10 out of 10. But it is, you'll
I
have
just
a
want to
surprise.
know if Tenacious D is going to tour again.
That's an amazing
We had
question.
a little
yeah.
bit of a.
Yeah, a little bit of a hiccup. Did that ever happen to cut you up? Did you ever say anything inappropriate on stage back in the day?
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's the premise of the whole band.
Luckily, Cut You Up was in the pre-cancellation era
Oh,
because I think every show at that time could have been. There was no, iPhones.
Yeah, I mean-
no video.
I read people were
Most of us
offended.
were.
Are offended by Mark and Tom shows like now, and they're doing the same shtick they've always done.
Yeah.
And then people go and they're hearing masturbation jokes. Or
Yeah.
it's so good, man. I mean,
It's
they're
right.
good at it. They should do a comedy tour alone.
Well, you should know when you go to a Blink show,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Like,
Yeah,
what
you
you're
have
in
to,
for.
you know?
You're gonna get spit on. You're gonna get some level of,
My
Wait,
favorite.
we got this bragabilia.
What's this?
Bragabilia.
This is
hey.
orange.
All over your
What's
face.
that?
We're throwing this out
Great
here.
with the,
We got
vodka.
tequila and a vodka.
We're a
So-
mixologist right here, though, as well.
Exactly. Well, this is
Is this the enforcer to make sure we try this?
yeah. So here, taste the vodka.
That's the
Now,
vodka.
Chris, wasn't Cut You Up in the Andy Irons section of, what was it, Campaign?
Under the momentum under the influence, or no, campaign 2.
It's like the most ultimate surfing section of the late 80s,
Yeah.
Andy Irons, and his song is just like bang in the section. It's really cool.
Andy and Bruce Irons had actually fought.
For the
They
song?
nearly got into a fist fight over who got to use the song, which at the time we didn't think much of it because we were like in the mix partying with them.
Yeah.
But now that I think back about it, it's a pretty rad story.
I mean, think of all the bands that broke because of the surf skate movies. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I mean,
Oh, for
all
sure.
that stuff that got exposure that might not have otherwise.
I always wonder why they're so like. It was so hard for a lot of movie filmmakers, surf, skate, snow filmmakers to clear music when all it was going to do was get more people to listen to their band.
Yeah, exactly. That's got to be a process now. I mean, you got it all going on with, I mean, YouTube, you got every video game known to man, you got, like, that's got to be a process.
Well, we had a thing recently with an older Cut You Up song where you had a skater wanted to use it for a Thrasher magazine video, and I was like, of course, like, whatever, I don't want to make money, I don't care, I'm stoked that you want to use the song.
Yeah.
But then it was the process of going through. So TuneCore is where you upload your music, blah, blah, blah. And so it became a thing where it was like, hey, we just got this. I said, because we own the music, and I'm like, of course, use it. But then they got this notice or whatever. And I'm going, what? Like,
Right. So did somebody else own it?
I said you can use it.
Yeah.
But it, you know, it cleared up.
It's
But
a
it was just a process. And, you know, like we came from a time when anybody, you could just make a movie, put the song in, it was like the cease and desist wouldn't come till after you sold all your VHS or DVDs.
Yeah. Well beyond.
And it's instant now. The cool thing is, like, you know, I can go and film something at the skate park or whatever, a couple surf clips, and then you can use anything. Bowie, Queen, you know, Led Zeppelin. You can use anything because you can just edit your video and it's like on Instagram and you're like,
boom.
I got any song in the world that I want to use. Until,
What do you like to use?
I mean, I yacht
David
rock.
Bowie, yacht rock.
I go yacht
Yacht
rock
rock.
most of the time.
Yeah.
Because my skateboarding and surfing is like not great. So I try to get a song that it's almost like letting the viewer know that I'm not serious about this. Like, I'm not trying to flex on my skating or surfing abilities. I'm just putting it out there like almost, hey, if I can still do it, you guys can all still do it.
So true story, Tim. Obviously, you know, Soma moved to By Sports Arena.
Yep.
I forget, I was on a whim, came down to San Diego probably to visit my parents at the time, they were living here, and I saw a flyer somewhere, probably in Encinitas, and it said, Chris Cote solo show. Honestly, this was one of the
amazing.
No joke, I've seen Smile, I've seen all the greatest of greats, and this was one of the raddest shows I've ever been to because Chris was up there and there were people there, man. I was kind of like, you know, trying to get clips and stuff, you know, hands were waving in the air, and like all of his merch was selling out. It was amazing, and like he rocked it so much. I didn't even get to talk to him that night, and just like he was doing all these different instruments.
He was
Really
signing
amazing.
autographs the whole time.
It's Friends Are Coming Home.
Yeah, that was my Chris Cote solo.
It's really good.
I had CBOT in the paperwork,
Okay.
which was kind of comedy, music, multimedia with like overhead projector slides, which would not fly in 2024. Again, this was pre-cancel era. Then I started doing Chris Cote solo, and that was just because I didn't think, you know, I don't think I'm like great on any instrument or singing or anything like that, but I just love
But
playing.
how many instruments do you play?
No, he's good.
Drums, bass, guitar, piano, all not well.
No, but he sings too. No, he sings. And I have it on my, on my
Nobody
list.
told me I could sing, but nobody told me I couldn't sing.
But that's the beauty of punk rock. You just do it.
I like
Do
it.
it, right?
You know, like,
You don't
doesn't matter.
ask, you just do it.
Yeah,
I got it on my Spotify list.
Thanks,
Good, yeah. I work out to Chris sometimes.
I'd love to see that on film, actually.
Not audio, but visual, right?
Well, no, I was actually going to come in the suit that I wear to the gym, but they said I can't wear all white.
Oh,
Oh man.
It's really tight, and it's, you know.
what's the best thing so far? What is this right here?
Full port.
That is
Yeah.
dynamite.
Yeah, dude, I think it's all pretty damn good.
This is phenomenal, guys.
I didn't have any of this chicken yet.
I'm still curious about the name though. Smoking Jay.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
yeah.
Josh, right? Is it because he's smoking Jay?
Well, it's also like I think it's amazing without being baked, but if you were baked, it would be extra amazing.
When you said I'm still curious, I thought you were talking about the picture.
Yeah, already have.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't got to that
Well,
yet.
hey,
He's a visual artist.
it's upside down.
Is it? No, it isn't. See Hollywood High
joking.
School.
Anyway, so Just to give you a little kind of like why I changed my name.
Yeah.
People were actually stealing some of my art online when I was going as Ari Davis, because there's like a musician in like Indonesia named Ari Davis, and then there's like an Australian longboarder, and so I actually changed my name to Cruz, and I spell it Xcruis with the 3 at the end. So, but I was actually getting a lot of my artwork stolen offline, believe it or not.
Really?
And I have a little following for my visual arts, and I don't know, I have fun doing it.
So you would find like some company printing up T-shirts with your design,
Yes,
stuff like
yes,
that,
yes.
right?
Actually, they were selling it on. Is it Etsy? I think it's Etsy. I saw
I think
some
I
stuff.
might have bought one.
Yeah.
Do you need him killed?
Yes.
We got a guy.
Yeah. Anyways,
That was awesome.
I kind of call it trash art, and as you guys know, films take a long time.
You gotta fill the time with something
Yeah,
else.
so I paint stuff and.
Do you ever go to Wacko?
Texturized.
Love that store in
Love
Los Angeles.
Love it. It's a great store.
I can see this going up in Wacko.
Yeah, it's like a.
If you guys are ever up in LA,
What's the genre? It's like
genre
off
is
art.
Trash art.
trash art. I
Trash
just call
art.
it trash art. If you guys
One word.
yeah.
Trash art.
If you're in LA, go to the Shit Art Club. My buddy runs it. It's amazing. It's a cool gallery there, and it's all stuff that I like. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's all the stuff that didn't make it into the Broad.
Do you do showings of your art? Or you have, like, a
I
gallery
really
show?
don't. I just kind of like I'll like make them for people. So the game that I wanted to play with this, Mike, I need you in this shot. Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Big Mike, you're in this. Jason
Big
too.
Mike's back.
Jason too. Jason, real quick, come on. All right, so
Pants optional.
So this is an honest game. I wanted to do this because I thought it would maybe liven up the show a little bit because I'm boring. I have a number between 1 and 10, and I each want you guys to pick a number, okay?
5.
6. 3.
8.
Tim got it, man.
Oh.
That piece of art is now yours, Tim.
Congratulations. Lucky.
And if you throw it in the trash, it's okay because it's trash art. But enjoy it, man.
Who are the two characters? Do I know
Two
these
characters. Well, it's supposed to be like a goofy fight
They're
club.
both goofy.
So it's kind of like Tyler
They're
Durden
like
and
goofy on acid.
people? Guess where I'm going on Friday?
Where? Disney?
Disneyland!
You're an adult Disney enthusiast,
I
right?
am one of those people.
Yeah, I like those people. I got nothing against
They're
that.
irritating.
I hate those guys.
I go by
I'm just
myself too, so I don't really take up too much space or irritate
Okay.
too many people. But I get where you're coming
So
from.
what do you have a different plan every time you go, or
I play it by ear. Kind of depends. Galaxy's
seasonal?
Edge.
Could be seasonal.
You know, I have the cheap pass, so I got blocked out during the summer. So
Okay.
now, it's off season,
sucks.
and I'm back. And single rider line for the Millennium Falcon is the best, which is in the
Really?
Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
And there's no waiting. So even if I just rode that 5 times in a row, I might be happy for the whole day. But yeah, I just roam around and have fun.
That's a reality show. Follow Tim to Disneyland.
Follow Tim.
by
Well, it's
himself.
funny. People do that.
Tim's
There's a
travels.
whole universe of people that live stream.
Well, I see
Oh, yeah.
I see
Just what
YouTube,
they
I
do
see
in Disneyland.
Yeah.
I see YouTube videos that have hundreds and thousands of views of our Galaxy Edge reviews.
Bella and Cam.
Yeah.
But I love going.
Belt
I go to
buckle,
the cantina. The bar, the Star Wars bar. They have which actually has a DJ. And the
So there was
DJ
no bars in Star Wars except for the 33 Club,
Yeah, no bars in Disneyland.
No bars in
but
No
now
alcohol.
there's 2.
Club
Well,
33 is the private club,
yes.
but you can actually get hurricanes and some beer at Blue Bayou.
Oh.
I think a couple
Pirates
of
of the
sit-down
Caribbean?
restaurants they will serve. Yeah, the one inside there.
Haunted Mansion.
Right.
Yeah, I wish.
You have to kick a hole in the wall.
They serve absinthe there.
Yeah,
Have all of you guys been on Rise of the Resistance?
I have several times.
What is it?
It is. Have you been on it? You've been on it?
No,
Have you
which
been
ride?
on it? The new Star Wars ride?
No.
Well, I called you because it's been there for
We
like
were
a
actually
year.
banned from Disneyland
Yeah.
for a
Really?
5-year ban.
Cut you up?
5-year ban.
Cut you up, Buzz?
No, we used to go. I remember my 6th grade trip to Disneyland. We jumped off all the rides and did all that. It was really lax back then.
Yeah.
We were on the boats. We were on the boats, right? You could jump, and at one point, I had all of our friends in one boat. We left all the boats behind us.
Did you guys hear about the guy that tried to snowboard down the Matterhorn?
No.
Like, really?
Wild.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
not
man.
a joke. Anyways, Rise of the
Is he okay?
Resistance. Yeah, I mean.
Do you realize it's not really snow?
I
He has
know,
since
I have
passed.
no-
Well, there's a guy that just had an acid trip at the It's a Small World. So there's video of him with like down to his underpants,
Lizard marbles.
naked by the time
Yeah.
they get him out of there. But he like swam out of there.
There was a great segment of Slayer going to Disneyland back in the day. I think it was like Big Brother magazine that brought Slayer to Disneyland.
They used to be. I mean, they wouldn't let tattoos. They would not let a lot of things in Disneyland.
I heard about gangs at Disneyland. It's
They
actually
would let our
Disneyland
scooter
gang.
club in there with our matching coats,
Oh,
jackets,
yeah.
patches.
You
Same
guys are
thing.
hardcore.
Lead singer
That's
is
kinda
Kerry
weird.
King, right, from Slayer. Right? So I used to work for Maxim when I first moved up to LA, and I was the BTS guy. So they said, hey, you're doing a high-profile musician. So I drove way out, I don't know, like to Rancho Cucamonga or something. I went to this like huge estate, and I walk up, and I'm like, I have no idea who I'm here to see, but it's Kerry. And
What was it?
from Slayer.
Oh, Slayer. Yeah.
And he has all this crazy snake collection. And they're like, yeah, your job is to go in and film him like with all the snakes and everything. And like, it was very bizarre. And he is one of the nicest human beings I have ever
You
worked
would
with.
think in a band like Slayer.
He is so cool, dude.
Well, you got Tom Araya, Kerry King, Jeff Hanneman recently passed,
Right.
and Lombardo, the original drummer. I'm so impressed with myself that I just
pretty
named all
good.
4 members of Slayer.
Your name's drawn.
All right, show's over.
Yep.
Thank you.
Did you go see
I'm gonna
Dan
go over here.
Grover at the Casbah the other night?
No, I wish. I wish. I wish I
would've
could go
helped.
to as many shows as you do.
When's your band playing next?
We have a sold-out Belly Up show coming up September 7th. We go whenever you guys watch this.
Belly Up Tavern.
That's going to be with Miniaturize and Lucy's Fur Coat.
Wow.
It's a big, I mean, Lucy's
That's a
Fur
big-
Coat, Seminole San
Oh,
Diego,
we're stoked to be on
a
that.
90s era band who's reunited again. It's kind of a joke a little bit about their reunions because every time they say they're not going to do it again.
It's over.
But we're blessed that they are doing it again. And they did it for the 35th anniversary
Yeah.
of the Casbah, but to get to see them with the belly up is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That'll be fun.
It's redemption for them because did you read the story about the last time they played the belly up?
No.
Nonetheless, it involved some debauchery, I think,
Okay.
in their heyday.
That's good.
And,
Perfect.
Awesome. And they're growing.
I want to be
men
involved
now.
in that.
Right. So tell us briefly, I want to hear a little bit about Paris and covering surfing for the Olympics here. This is amazing. I mean, you
was
really
a-
outdone yourself.
yeah.
I would feel like this is kind of
It was a unique
magical
experience.
moment.
Yeah, for sure. So I was in Tokyo for the Olympics. I was the MC on the beach. And it was a little bittersweet because it was set up like Coachella. I mean, they were expecting 50, 60,000 people. But it was kind of the tail end of COVID era. And so there was only a couple hundred people on the beach. So I was doing the announcing as the surfers come out. Carissa Moore, United States of America. So it was very formal.
Right.
Then I hosted the medal ceremony, which was like broadcast, and it was pretty incredible, overwhelming experience.
Yeah.
So 4 years later, I got the call to be one of the OBS announcers, commentators, the Olympic Broadcasting System, the global feed. It's myself, Jess Grimwood, Shannon, and Barton Lynch.
Wow.
And we were working an overnight shift because this is historic.
America, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
well, it was historic in a way that the actual surfing was happening in Tahiti, French Polynesia.
Yeah.
Paris was the host nation.
Still
It was the-
France.
It was the furthest Olympic venue in the history of the
Ever,
Olympics.
yeah. That's awesome.
So we were on an overnight shift. We would go to bed at 6 a.m., wake up at 3 or 4, get to work at 5, start working at 7, work till 4 a.m.
Wow.
And it was pretty intense. But then the off days, which is, you're 20 minutes by train from downtown Paris, so it was just kid in a candy store, so fun.
How long were you there?
2 weeks. So I had 4 or 5 nights there that were life-changing. I think it's the best city in the world. I've
Paris?
been to most cities.
Yeah.
And after that trip, I'm like, this is the best place. Just to walk around, skate around, bike around, whatever.
Do you bring a skateboard with you?
I skated a bunch. That was kind of a sanity saver because it felt kind of Twilight Zone-y because the work was so intense. You know, you get down, and you're like, we would go hour on, hour off, calling beat after beat. And one of the days, it was a huge day in Tahiti. You know, giant waves, and the surfers were literally risking lives, risking
Tell
their
me
lives
about
on every
that wave,
wave.
because I was watching a little bit about that, and
It's a monster.
but I've never seen something.
It's
so
not like-
thick,
yeah,
the way
it's
those
not
guys
like-
had to make their,
So
their
you- yeah.
turns on that wave. Like it was
Usually a wave will come in, and you'll see it from far out, and it'll kind of like form up, and you'll have a while to think about what you can, even pipeline these big wave spots. But Tahiti, Chopo, Chiahopo'o, however you want to pronounce it, it's
Not
dead.
gonna go
It's dead flat. And there's nothing. It looks like a lake. And then within a split second, it doesn't even really rise up. It more drops off. So it comes up out of 100,000 feet of water to 10 feet of water.
A crazy shore break.
Drops off, comes up, double, triple overhead, and it's so fast. Like I've surfed out there on normal
shallow.
days, you know, like a foot or two overhead, and it's scary at that size. But when it's serious, you could die on every wave you ride. And so, being, you know, calling that and like being a part of that, and it became. Everybody saw the photo of Gabriel Medina.
Yeah, just
coming
gonna go there,
out of the
yeah.
wave.
He's my favorite
Frozen in time.
And being there, it felt like, and I think actually like surfing had taken over the world, at least for those couple of days. Because no one was talking about any other sport. This was pre, you know, boxing controversy. This was kind of pre a lot of the big, you know, track and field events.
Because it all changed when we got what was
Break dancing.
the hip hop, the break dancer from Australia.
Ray gun?
This was before Ray Gun.
Before Ray Gun.
So before Ray Gun took over, it really it felt like surfing not only got its kind of proper credit for how, you know, intense it is, for how death defying, and this is the venue, a spot that can literally kill you any second, any wrong move. The men and women both.
I was gonna say the
Stepped
girls
it up.
were
I feel like there's a
charging.
Point Break reference in here. Where
There is
like,
somewhere.
guys, like, I wish I knew the movie better to where I could quote it. Like,
This is beyond Point Break.
Yeah,
okay?
well, for surfing
no
events,
backing out now, bro.
for surfing events, you have a
probably not
waiting
even the right
period.
one.
So we had a 10-day window, and in that 10-day window, we only needed 4 days to actually finish the competition. And so the first 2 days were good, and then it was like great. The third day was no one's ever like
Blown
it was
out.
out of control,
Insane.
like next level. The finals day was good, but it wasn't. You know, it was like so that one day, it just felt like surfing surfing definitely ruled the Olympics, and I feel like it ruled the world. That photo. I think there was one stat that was kind of incredible was that Gabriel Medina, who was in the famous photo, gained 3 million Instagram followers in the span of like 2 hours or something.
Wow. I think I saw a photo of Christian Hosoi from back in the 80s skateboarding, and it's almost like that. Where he's like frozen.
Well, the funny part about it was like that was like a celebration after the actual act of riding this wave that was, you know, again, menacing. It was trying to kill him.
I have to ask Chris this. I'm not political. I'm not religious. I'm just a 9-dimensional spiritual being, and I love everybody. But what is the whole controversy? I don't know if you can say this or not.
Oh, no.
So basically, there was tell me if I'm saying the story right. It's not Gabriel Medina who's #1, the best, but there was another Brazilian surfer. Obviously, you'll know who he is. And he had, I guess, Jesus painted on his surfboard. Did you guys hear the story or no? And anyways,
they didn't
let him use the board or something,
Well,
right?
the Olympics has a lot of different rules.
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm just curious the story.
You can't have any of your sponsor logos on the
Oh,
board.
okay.
So that's why everyone has stickers all over their board, all their sponsors. But there's also no like religious graphics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Religious
I was
So it was like a pretty basic rule.
Okay.
You know, it's like, and I think you kind of like pushed it a little bit.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I think all you had to do
That
was
makes
sand
sense.
it off.
Got it. I was just, like I said, I just started.
I mean, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense.
I think the Olympics is always going to have a certain layer of like controversy. Just because of it goes way back, like Jesse Owens. It goes like every Olympics has had.
And this was the first year that it was in Tahiti, because wasn't last year when
it was in Tokyo before.
Yeah. Italo won, right, in
Yeah.
Tokyo.
I love. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, and then I was just gonna say, so does this mean that it'll be a Malibu in LA 2028?
It's coming. I would assume lowers or Huntington Beach.
Okay, I'm just curious because it's gonna be my backyard, so I'm excited.
Dude, great
Hey,
having you guys on the show.
Great to see you,
And,
man.
can I take this home?
Love your ball, Chris.
Yeah, let's wrap this shit
I'm gonna
up.
fill my pockets with meat.
Let's put a little
That's
more
enough said.
mac
Meat
and
pockets.
cheese.
Show me your shirt again. When
Yeah,
are we going to be able to
so,
see Deathface versus Bikini Beach
Deathface versus Bikini Beach Party will be coming out the end of this year, early next year. We're really excited about it.
Are you done filming? Do you need?
Oh
any-
yeah.
do you need- oh, okay.
Next
No, we
one,
got
next
no
one.
cameos, nothing.
No,
I mean,
the prequel.
We'll do the next one.
Because it's actually Deathface versus Coachella Valley is the prequel to
I
it.
want to be in that one.
Well, this has been amazing. Smoking Jay's barbecue. I got art to take home. We're going to
Won
a
the
show.
prize.
I get a new friend.
Nice work,
New
guys.
friend. I get to hang out with Chris Cote, who's just a great individual.
The best.
This has been a unique bar talk. No hard alcohol on this bar talk, but
Yeah.
we did get to enjoy some delicious cocktails
Oh, yeah.
right here
Yeah.
with Bragabilia. Thank you, Bragabilia.
Bragabilia.
And Smoking Jay's barbecue.
Cheers, guys.
Stuff your pockets with meat.